I'm a bit overcome here. Say more about that in a few minutes. I think it's likely that some of you at least may want to hear that from me again, so I'll read it this time. I think I can read it without turning the page around and around. Here's the image again. Presence. What is truly here and now has nothing to do with place and hour. With no wave, no weight, presence flows. From nowhere comes, to nowhere goes. Airless wind, sourceless spring, silent sound that hears nothing. Float this leaf upon the breeze. Drown its life in seeing stream. Its structure crushed by but a word, never spoken nor ever heard. Its substance now, as presence is. It never changed nor elsewhere lived. All circumstances, times, all scenes, retreat into the realm of dreams. For what is truly here and now has nothing to do with place and hour. Presence, ceaseless, sourceless flow, waterless, waveless undertow, airless, leafless, noiseless blow, spaceless here, timeless now. Presence. Whew. You get to spend a few minutes with this transmission. He meant and means so much to me. If I mean anything at all to you, that one said at the end of his life when he was dying, one of his devotees begged him, "Bhagavan, please don't leave us, don't go." He said, "Where can I go? I am here." Wasn't planning on this. So, I think part of the emotion for me is remembering how hungry I was, how real that prayer was, that invocation. Presence, sourceless, ceaseless flow, waterless, waveless undertow. Wait, that's not what I wanted to read. Oh yeah. It never changed nor elsewhere lived. Oops, no, still earlier. O silent sound that hears nothing. Even earlier. Airless wave. Airless wind, sourceless spring, silent sound that hears nothing. Float this leaf upon the breeze, drown its life in seeing stream. O presence, ceaseless, sourceless flow. Waterless, waveless undertow. Airless, leafless, noiseless blow. Spaceless here, timeless now. Presence. If the heart awakens, presence realized definitely evokes a tear or two. If somebody's had no tears, something in the heart has not yielded. So, I so fervently, ardently did my self-inquiry and was deepening in that presence, that light that illuminates even sunlight and its absence. That impersonal I don't know if Dylan was having any of this intuition, but it's certainly part of the truth for all of us, I feel. All I can do is be me, whoever that is. What else did I say there? All the time and everywhere I am, without even trying to be. I am. So, to continue, I need to get this done. Over time, gradually, intuitions of the nature of consciousness itself began to dawn on me. But in due course, I became concerned. I was fine in meditation, but the moment I opened my eyes, got up, and tried to make sense out of life, I felt like I was a mess. What should I do about relationship, diet, sex, career? It seemed to me that Ramana had spoken from a much more ancient, traditional time. I felt like I needed a living teacher. And there was the dilemma. I knew I could not possibly go to anyone who was not a realizer of the heart, in much the same way as Sri Ramana. But that great sage had never appointed a successor, or even, to my knowledge, acknowledged that anyone in his community of devotees had ever realized the self themselves. Moreover, hardly anyone I knew of in the American spiritual scene had ever even heard of him, much less become an awakened master along similar lines. And I absolutely had to find a realizer of the self in the heart like Ramana. No one else could possibly serve my needs. I didn't know where to turn. And so, back in mid-1973, I quietly began to despair. Whew. Despair was quiet, but it was a deafening roar. Quiet to anyone else, a deafening roar inside me. How I longed to have been alive in his time, or that he was somehow still alive in mine. I had a strong feeling, given how instantly the feeling of the self in the heart had awakened in me. The very day that I first saw that picture of that boy God-man of the self, the young Venkataraman. It was years before one of his illustrious devotees gave him the name Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, Ramana coming from his given name Venkataraman. However that's properly pronounced, I'm not sure. So I continued to have these intuitions of that impersonal self as consciousness and being, but I couldn't sustain them outside meditation. I was trying to eat a vegetarian diet, probably a pretty poor one, not very nutritious necessarily. I was struggling around sexuality. I didn't have any girlfriends that whole year. Wait, no. No, I think there was one. Yeah, that's right, because it was... I remember going up to New York City because I found there was a little place called Arunachala Ashram. I think Arunachala Ashram was the name of it. It's named after this. Let me see if I can find a picture of it quickly here. This hill, the great hill that Ramana went to, called Arunachala. I'll find it later. Oh, here we go. Big image in color. Can't even get my face around it. There it is. Which he was drawn to, went to immediately or shortly after his awakening. I'll tell the rest of the story before I begin the gazing. Need to end here.